Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Craig Campbell from Pastor Craig's Vintage Card. This is installment number 12 of my NFL hybrid set that I put together with cards from 1970 through 1973. Every player that had a card issued is in this set. One card, only one card. So a guy like Johnny Unitas, who had a card issued between 70 and 73 every year, only one of his cards is in the set. And then, of course, you've got guys like Gino Cappelletti. That's his only card. So guess what? Obviously, it's in the set. So one card for each player. And just a real interesting page of players here. And Gino Cappelletti, we're going to start off with Gino up here. A great player. He's in the Patriots Hall of Fame. I think he should be in the NFL Hall of Fame. And he has got a great, great story. His rookie card is a 1962 Fleer. He had cards issued between 62 and 70. And he was undrafted and he signed with the Patriots in 1960. But get this, he played college football at Minnesota. He was a quarterback and a kicker for the Gophers in 1955. And then he played with the Ontario Rugby League between 55 and 56. He served in the U.S. Army in 57. He went back to Canada and played with the CFL. He got cut again from the CFL, so he played with the Rugby League again. And Gino was working as a bartender in Minnesota when he asked the Patriots for a tryout. He tried out as a kicker and a quarterback, and Babe Pirelli became the quarterback, so Cappelletti became the kicker. This is where it gets really good. Cappelletti was the AFL MVP in 1964. He led the league in scoring 5 times. This guy went from being a bartender to leading the league in scoring 5 times. He was an AFL All-Star 5 times. Cappelletti, George Blanda, and Jim Otto are the only AFL players to play in every game of every AFL season. That's pretty good company to be with. George Blanda and Jim Otto, both Hall of Famers. Gino retired in August of 1971, and when he did, he was the AFL's all-time leading scorer with 1,130 points. He had 42 touchdowns, 176 field goals, and 342 point after attempts. He had 2 of the top scoring seasons ever in the NFL history with 155 points in 1964, and he had 147 points in 1961. And oh, by the way, those were 14-game seasons. He is the only player in NFL history to run for a 2-point conversion, pass for a 2-point conversion, catch a pass, intercept a pass, return a punt, and return a kickoff all in the same season. Wow. Again, that's the only guy to ever do it in the same season. He had a 2-point conversion, he passed for a 2-point conversion, he caught a pass, intercepted a pass, returned a punt, and a kickoff. Man. Gino scored 18 points in a game 10 times. And he had 20 or more points 8 times in a game. That's pretty impressive. He holds the AFL record for scoring in a game with 28 total points. He played his entire career at Fenway Park. Amazing. Gino is in the Patriots Hall of Fame. His number 20 is retired. But he's not retired or in the NFL Hall of Fame. His number's not. I think he should be. Also on this, Gino and Gil Santos, they worked for 28 years on Patriots radio. He called 585 Patriot games to include 6 Super Bowls. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's not related to Penn State running back Heisman Trophy winner John Cappelletti. The story about him is just amazing. When you look at all of the stuff that he did, I think he should be in the NFL Hall of Fame. I really do. This guy here, Freddie Carr, he was one of my early Packer heroes. He's in the Packer Hall of Fame, as a matter of fact. His rookie card is this 1973 card. He had cards issued between 73 and 77. He was drafted with the 5th pick overall in 1968. And they had that pick because they traded Hall of Fame running back Jim Taylor to the Saints. Fred played all 10 years with the Packers. This was kind of the sad part. Bart Starr, who was the coach and the GM, he waived Fred Carr, who was his former teammate, over a dispute over a knee injury. and Fred settled his dispute, and he got sent to the Chargers, but he never played for them. Fred was a three-time All-Pro player. He was named to the Packers Hall of Fame in 1983. He played in 140 games, starting 112, to include every game between 1970 and 77. But that's the way the NFL was back then. It was a cutthroat league, and I think Bart Starr did him wrong. He did him wrong. The next guy over there, the Packer, Jim Carter. He's a linebacker. That's his rookie card also, this 1973. He had cards issued between 73 and 78. And Jim was the 68th draft pick. He was not the 68th pick in the 1970 draft by the Packers. And he played 9 years and was a defensive captain for Green Bay from 73 to 76. He was a Pro Bowler in 1973, and he played in 176, let me back that up, played in 106 games, starting 90. Jim had 6 interceptions and 7 fumble recoveries, and he scored 1 touchdown. And again, Jimmy Carter, he was a good linebacker. This guy here, Virgil Carter, with the Cincinnati Bengals. His rookie card is a 1971 Topps, and he had cards issued in 72 and 73. He was drafted out of BYU with the 142nd pick by the Bears, but he played very little in Chicago. And after the 1969 season, he complained and they let him go. He briefly joined the Bills, but then he got traded to the Bengals in exchange for draft picks. Virgil played in 71, and he led the NFL in completion percentage. That showed the Bears something, didn't it? In 1972, he split time with Ken Anderson, but in 73, the Bengals went with Anderson full-time. In 74, Virgil got traded to the San Diego Chargers, but he opted to sign with the WFL, the World Football League. Not a good choice. In 1975, Virgil went to the Chargers, and he got traded back to the Bears during the season, and he retired after the 76 season. So I guess he went full circle. Started with the Bears, ended with the Bears. He suited up in 52 games, starting 30. He threw for 29 touchdowns and 31 interceptions. Virgil did have 8 yards rushing, eight touchdown rushing. I'm sorry, yeah, he had 8 touchdowns via rushing. There we go. I'll get it spit out. This guy here, Larry Carwell. Interesting guy. His rookie card is a 1972, and this 1973 is his last card issued. He was the 56th pick by the Oilers in the 67 draft. He played with the Oilers from 67 to 68. Then he played with the Patriots 69 to 72. Larry played in 74 games. He started 57. He had 14 interceptions, 4 fumble recoveries, and he had 1 touchdown. Now this is kind of interesting. Larry, he died in 1984 in a helicopter incident in the Bahamas while he was working for the DEA. He became a Drug Enforcement Agency officer, and he died in the line of duty in the Bahamas in a helicopter accident. So thank you, Larry, for your service. This guy here, Tommy Casanova. What an interesting story this one is here. Tommy Casanova with the Cincinnati Bengals. It's his rookie card, and he had cards issued between 73 and 78. Now, Tommy got drafted out of LSU with the 29th pick by the Bengals. Now, check this out. Tommy was a 2-time consensus All-American and a 3-time first-team All-SEC player. He is in the College Football Hall of Fame. His number 37 is retired by LSU. And in 2000, he was named to the all-time college football all-century team. I mean, you want to talk about this guy, he was a ball player. He was a college ball player, great player. In 1971, his senior year, Tommy was on the cover of Sports Illustrated under the title Tommy Casanova of LSU, the best player in the nation. But the Sports Illustrated jinx hit, and it hit hard. In the second game of the year, he hurt his hamstring. He missed 5 games, but he played so well that despite missing half the season, he was still a consensus All-American. As a rookie, he got drafted by the Bengals, again with the 29th pick. He was a starter on the defense for him. He intercepted 5 passes, and he returned punts. And he had 1 punt return for 66-yard touchdown. He was named the Bengals MVP. And he was named to a first-team All-Pro in 1976. And he's a 3-time Pro Bowler. And Tommy suited up for 71 games starting in 65. He had 17 interceptions, 3 fumble recovers. He also had over 1,000 yards in punt returns, and he scored a total of 4 touchdowns in his career, 2 with interceptions, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 punt return. Now, Tommy, he retired from football and he pursued his medical career. He became an eye surgeon in Utah, and he was actually a state senator in Louisiana for 1 term. And after he declined to run again, he returned to Utah, where he still practices medicine as an eye doctor. He does surgeries, not really on the eye, but around the eye, on the orbital bones. And I guess he does do some actual eye surgery, but he's still an active surgeon. So Tommy Casanova, what a great college player he was. Pete Case, that's an old card from my childhood collection. I remember looking at that card over and over. I liked the blue uniform and just the stance he had with the field there. It was always kind of cool. He was an offensive lineman. This is his last card. His rookie card is in 1962. And he had cards issued in 64, then 69 and 70. He was drafted with the 27th pick by the Eagles, and he played offensive line for the Eagles and the Giants. He played in 117 games starting 91, and he had 7 fumble recoveries as an offensive lineman. And Pete Case had a nice long career. This guy here, I'm going to turn it this way for you real quick. Richard Castor. Yeah, he was a good ball player. That's his rookie card. He had cards issued in 73 to 78 and then 80 to 81. He was drafted out of Jackson State in 1970 with the 46th pick by the Jets. He played for the Jets from 70 to 77. And then he played for the Oilers, 78 to 80. The Saints in 81 and the Redskins in 81 to 82. He was a 3-time Pro Bowl selection and a Super Bowl 17 champion. Richard holds the NFL record for yards per reception as a tight end with 17.3. He was a long ball threat for a tight end. He suited up for 161 games, starting 119. He had 322 total receptions, 45 touchdowns. Richard Castor, good ball player. Bob Chandler with the Buffalo Bills. This is his rookie card, and he had cards issued from 73 up through 82. He was drafted out of USC with the 160th pick in 1971 by the Bills. He played with the Bills from 71 to 79, and then with the Raiders from 80 to 82. He was a 2-time Pro Bowler and was a Super Bowl 15 winner with the Raiders. He led the NFL in receptions from 75 to 77 with 176 catches. So that 3-year span there, he was a heck of a player, 75 through 77. He retired in 1983 with 370 catches and 48 touchdowns. Had a decent career. Bob played in 145 games, starting 105. This is the sad part, though. Bob died at a relatively young age of 45 with a rare form of lung cancer in January of 1985. He was only 45 years old. I do remember Bob Chandler as a ball player, and he was a good, deep receiver for the Raiders. So this is a nice page. I really enjoyed it. I remember Castor real well, Chandler. Tommy Casanova, that's a fascinating story for him being that good of a college ball player, and really walked away from football on his own terms to pursue the medical career. And then, of course, 2 of my favorites from my childhood with the Packers, and this guy here, Gino Cappelletti, went from bartending to being an all-time AFL player. Yeah, that's just an amazing story. If you stick with it, you never know what's going to happen in life. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I love making these videos, and I love my cards. Take care, everyone.